BPMN stands for Business Process Modeling Notation, and it is the important standard in business process management. BPMN is the standard process modeling, that is diagramming language, for building business process models. It's used both by business process analysts to document and analyze processes and by developers to build executable processes. Having a process modeling standard is important for two reasons. One is it defines the meaning of the shapes and symbols so that everyone who creates these models will understand what the diagram means. Second, it's important because the standard is not, or the diagramming language is not owned by any particular tool or consultant, so the meaning of the diagram crosses lots of tools, lots of consultant methodologies. In fact, it's universal. BPMN's strength is that it's familiar to business because it carries over lots of ideas from traditional flowcharting, but it's different in several respects. One, the meaning of the shapes and symbols is predefined, not what each modeler makes up. Two, it allows hierarchical modeling through the subprocess concept. So you can shrink down an end-to-end process into a single page or zoom in to see detail at any level within a single semantic model. Third, you can see the connection between your process and the external environment, customers, service providers, and other internal processes. You can see those communications called message flows. And finally, BPMN supports events. Events are signals that something happened, an error occurred, something took too long, and BPMN shows how to handle those exceptions in your process model. That among all the BPMN tools out there, Visio really remains the best at precise control of layout in complex diagrams, the ability to have multiple pages linked together in a single diagram, the ability to add other shapes and symbols that besides the BPMN standard ones to the diagram. Those are all really important, and you don't get any of those things in most of the other BPMN modeling tools. Having BPMN support in Visio 2010 is a big deal. And the reason is that the majority of process modelers today use Microsoft Visio, but they don't use real BPMN. They might have diagrams that look like BPMN because they have boxes and arrows and diamonds, but Visio, before Visio 2010, was a drawing tool for process models. It didn't understand the semantics and rules of BPMN, couldn't enforce them. Getting business and IT on the same page, which is the strength of BPMN, means that your modeling tool needs to understand the rules, enforce the rules, and help the business modelers, the analysts and architects, step up to that level of precision that IT would need. Now, even though Visio is widely deployed in business, not all stakeholders of the process model are going to have it on their desktop. So one of the great things about Visio 2010 is that you can publish your BPMN models to SharePoint. And through SharePoint, they become visible in a web browser, whether you have Visio installed or not. And it's not just a static image, but all the links in your Visio model will still be live in the web rendition. Two things are required to effectively allow business and IT to share a BPMN model. One is the precision of the language itself, and having a real BPMN tool that understands the semantics and rules and enforces them in the model is a key thing. So Visio 2010 provides that. That's important. But beyond that, just having a common vocabulary is not enough to have effective sharing between business and IT. It requires consistent methodology and a disciplined modeling style. And that goes beyond what's in the tool itself or in the BPMN spec. It requires setting standards for modeling and methodology for modeling and teaching that uniformly to your modelers across your organization. So that goes beyond the standard. It requires education and training, and there's lots of sources for that. BPMN can be used in many places throughout the process improvement project, for modeling your as-is process, for qualitatively analyzing it for improvement, for modeling an improved to-be process, as the context for simulation analysis that projects quantitatively the benefit, and as a foundation for executable design, taking that to-be model and automating it in an engine. One of the advantages of AnalystView from Global 360 is that the tool provides a checklist that guides the business user through that thicket of things that you need to put into the simulation model to make it complete and to help you get a good result. So, some tools do it better than others, and I think AnalystView finds that proper balance between the complexity you need to get good results and accessibility to the business process analysts. Simulation can be an important business improvement tool, but getting good simulation results requires a certain level of detail in your model that is sometimes difficult for business users. One of the great things about the Global 360 AnalystView tool is it has a checklist of steps that guide the business user through filling out all of the parts of the simulation model so that they can get it complete and have a good chance of getting accurate results from their simulation analysis. BPMN can really increase productivity in BPM projects by aligning business and IT. Because you have a single model which is shared by the process analysts, the people documenting and analyzing how the process should be, and the process implementers, the IT designing the executable process, we're more likely to get it right the first time and shorten the implementation cycle. The value of being able to interchange models between tools is the fact that not all tools do the same thing. Some tools just provide modeling and analysis. So business architects, for example, might use a tool that has lots of architectural benefits or analysis benefits. And a different tool might provide executable design, or a different tool might provide simulation analysis. So not all tools do the same thing, but the ability to move models between tools effectively without starting over is a big time saver.